Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Sky channel. So it's now my day 3 playing Raid Shadow Legends, and if you watched some of my other videos you probably have noticed that I did do a bunch of research before I started playing, so I do have a little bit of a head start. So it's not like everything I'm sharing is stuff that I learned in 3 days, but there's so many things in Raid Shadow Legends that I've learned and I feel like I can actually share them with you. This video in particular is going to be about gems. And somewhere in the middle of this video, I'll be talking about how you can save a lot of money in Raid Shadow Legends, get a lot of cash backs when you make in-game purchases, and get a ton of stuff completely free from Raid Shadow Legends as they're celebrating a partnership with Aptoide. You're getting skill tombs, energy regeneration, experience bonuses, silver, and a 5-star chicken. Now, in any game that I've played, I've noticed that gems hold a lot of value, and the same is the case in Raid Shadow Legends. Gems are fairly hard to come by, so it's important for you to use them in the places where they can give you the maximum benefit. Now, how can you get gems? Well, of course, if you're a pay to win, you can always buy them, but there are many sources to get them for free. For example, you can get them through events. As you can see here in the Heroes Path event, you can even get them. There's 250 that I can see right here. Other events offer them to reach certain milestones, like this one here, 30 gems once I get to 450 points. You can get them by completing daily quests on a regular basis. You can get them from the gem mine, which we're going to talk about shortly. You can get them from missions, right? You can see it at the bottom there. You can get it. You can even get it from the campaigns. And of course, every time you level up, you get them as well. This list is not exhaustive. There's a lot of other ways that you can get them too, which I haven't covered, but the point remains the same. There are several ways for you to get gems without actually having to spend money. Despite that, they are a little bit hard to come by, so you have to be careful on how you spend them. So let's talk about where I believe you should be spending your gems. The first one, and this is something that everyone recommends, is by first unlocking and then upgrading the gem mine. Whenever I'm making purchases, I'm thinking about the long run. Not the short run direct benefit, but rather in the long run, how will this benefit me? So I do have a little bit of a bias there, right? I tend to think from the long run perspective. And when it comes to long run perspective, the gem mine is definitely the best long run benefit that you can get by using gems. There are 3 levels and the total cost to get it to level 3 is 1500 gems. But you get 15 gems per day once it's maximum level. When you do the math, in 100 days, you've already gotten back the full investment in the form of gems. And if you're somebody who's planning on playing for 1000 days or even longer, imagine the amount of gems that you've just earned due to the initial investment of 1500 gems. Absolutely worth it in the long run, something that I do recommend everyone to do, and that's actually the thing that I've done already with the gems that I've gotten, and I'm just waiting for the final level. Another thing that you probably should do as soon as possible is to have this game downloaded through Aptoide in at least one of your devices. And the reason is because you can save a lot of money whenever you make in-game purchases in this game, especially if you use my promo code, which is currently Sky, but it might change. We're talking 10 to 35% cash back on any purchase. So $100, you're getting back $10 up to $35 back for you to spend on other packs. The other really cool thing is that you are going to be getting a special gift from Raid Shadow Legends directly if you download this game through Aptoide within 1 month. Now you can have it on your iPhone at the same time and use BlueStacks to download this game and log into your account on BlueStacks, and then you get this amazing gift as well. We're talking 5 full energy, 3 epic skill tombs, 1 rank 5 chicken. How much do we love rank 5 chickens? I love them a lot, so I'm sure you do too. A 3-day experience boost, 3 rare skill tombs, and some silver. There's so many free things that you're getting just for downloading the game through a different app store. So why wouldn't we want to do it? And in addition to that, I'm telling you about the 10 to 35% bonus that you get if you're a spender. So if you're not a spender, just enjoy those free gifts. Like epic skill tomes are extremely hard to get. you're getting a lot of them. And if you are a spender, well, you're going to be thanking me a lot because you're going to be saving so much money that other people aren't, right? It's a competitive game. You want to spend as less as possible to get the most amount of benefit. And this way, anytime you're spending, you're getting 10 to 35% back to spend more, right? It's a win-win for you. So the steps are fairly simple. I have them added in the description of this video as well. And then I have another video where I go through the whole steps with you. I recommend you watch it so that you don't make any mistakes. Basically, you need to download the Raid Shadow Legends through the Aptoide App Store on your Android or BlueStacks device. Download an AppCoins wallet, set it up, and then add the Sky promo code. Then, for the duration of the promo code being active, you're going to enjoy all of those amazing bonuses. But keep an eye out as the promo code does change. So join our Discord so you always find out when the new promo code comes out. So the steps, the video, and the Discord link, all of them are in the description of this video. So if you can, please do check it out. The full process is going to take you maybe 5 to 10 minutes, I think. So worth it for sure. And don't delay, because those epic skill tomes and the rank 5 chicken and all that prizes that I talked about, they're only giving it within the first month of the partnership. So basically they're celebrating the partnership with Aptoide. Going back to the rest of the video now. Another one that a lot of people recommend, especially for starters, is to buy all the masteries of your primary champion. Now it's 800 gems, which in my opinion is extremely high, but you can get your champion to become extremely powerful, and hence you can probably clear a lot of stages much faster. Now you might be wondering, why don't I have it? And the reason is because, personally speaking, I want to just actually farm the masteries in the Minotaur's Labyrinth instead. I know I'm slowing down my progress in the process of doing this, but 800 gems seems to be extremely expensive. And as I mentioned before, I'm always thinking from the long run perspective. In the long run, I'm probably going to be able to farm stage 15, and I'm definitely going to need my primary champion for that farming. And if I am farming using my primary champion, that means they have a possibility of getting these scrolls anyway. And if they already have max scrolls, then the scrolls that they get potentially are going to be wasted. So from that long run perspective, I think eventually, sooner or later, they're going to get all of these scrolls anyway. So I don't want to waste 800 gems to do that. But you have to think from your own perspective. Do you really want that boost, which can allow you to go much farther, much faster? Or are you going to think from my perspective of the long run, eventually it's going to have all the masteries, and I have other places where I really need to use those gems, so I don't really want to use them on the masteries right now. If you do decide to get the masteries, get it for the one main champion. Don't get it for all of your champions unless you're somebody who has too many gems and don't know what to do with them because you keep buying more on a regular basis. If that's the case, you can pretty much spend gems however you want. But if that's not the case and you're going the free to play or light spender route, you got to be careful where you use those gems. 800 gems don't come by easily. In the 3 days that I've been playing, I've only gotten 1073 gems so far. And by the way, I also got some from the tournament because I ranked number 2, getting myself 75 gems. Cut that out and I haven't even gotten 1000 gems outside of the tournament rewards. But then again, 3 days is not a very large number. A lot of people have been playing for far longer than that. But the point is, gems are rare and you gotta be careful how you use them. Because that's 2. The third one is the Guardian Ring. And if you've been playing for a little bit of time, you've noticed that experience is very important, right? If you level up a character to max level, you can then rank them up to the next star. And through that process, you can potentially get them all the way to 5 star, at which point you can use them as fodder to rank up your legendary or your very important champions to 6 star, right? So experience is important. One of the reasons why you are going to be using a lot of energy could be to farm experience. And energy is something that you have a very limited amount of. And as you'll see soon, a good place to spend gems is also on energy. But when you go into the Guardian Ring, the Sparring Pit, each pit gives you a certain amount of experience every hour for whatever champion you've assigned to it. Now to unlock, it's costing 300 gems. The first upgrade is 350 gems, which increases the experience that you get every hour. I don't know the price of the last increase, but it's probably going to be 350 or higher, and that is going to increase the experience per hour even further. Now, a lot of people do recommend that you should unlock the Sparring Pits because that means that you can assign more characters to get experience while you are away or while you're out of energy, but they don't recommend that you upgrade it. They believe that the ROI on upgrading isn't the best. But when it comes to me, as I mentioned before, I'm thinking from the long term perspective. The increase in experience that you're getting from upgrading the Sparring Pits is probably going to be worth it in the long run, right? Maybe not in a week, maybe not in a month, but perhaps in a year or two, you would have gotten a huge amount of experience by having your characters leveling up while you're completely drained of energy, that you might feel like the upgrades were eventually worth it, right? And the more you delay it, the less value you get, right? If 3 years down the road, you're like, you know what, now I'm going to upgrade the Sparring Pits, and you only have like 6 more months to play the game, then you're probably not going to get the best return on investment. But if you start now and let's say you're going to play for the next 5 years, you probably will get a good return on investment. So I am probably going to unlock all 5 of them. And once I get the gems, I'm probably going to max out the Sparring Pit as well. You're free to decide if you want to take that approach or if you want to stick to the approach of just unlocking them and getting the standard experience per hour on each of them. You should remember one thing. You can't just leave your character here and just let him level up throughout time. Every time their experience maxes out, you do need to click a button to level it up. Unfortunately, they didn't make it automatic, so you can't just, leave it here and then, come back from a 10-day vacation and find that, oh, wow, all of your heroes are max level. No, it's going to stop once the experience bar fills out. Nevertheless, still helpful because you might have run out of energy and you might check back in once the next one is about to level up, or you can leave level 49 characters that are going to take a while for them to level up. So many ways that you can use the Sparring Pit. Now going to the market, and this is something that I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's a good way to spend gems after you've done the other few things that are important, unlocking more of these things that are locked in the market, right? And one of the reasons is because a lot of times I've seen some great shards showing up in the second locked item. And you will probably realize this, but shards are very nice, right? They allow you to summon champions, and those champions can be decent, and there are events that are linked to you summoning champions. So once you unlock these slots, you have those slots unlocked forever, and every time the market refreshes, you have the opportunity to buy yourself a few more shards, right? So this is also something that I'm probably going to invest in once I have enough gems and I've done some of the other priorities that I currently have for using those gems. What I probably wouldn't do is click that refresh now button at the top right. 5 gems just to save myself 35 minutes? No thank you. I can wait it out. The other thing that I probably wouldn't do is spending 5 gems to refresh the arena. Again, something that you get for free every 15 minutes anyway. So why would you trade 15 minutes with 5 gems? Even at the maximum gem mine, you only get 15 gems per day. So 5 gems are definitely worth more than 15 minutes. Anyway, anytime you see gems as a way of saving yourself some time, it's probably not going to be worth it. Finally, let's go to the gem shop and talk about what else is there that you probably would or wouldn't want to buy. The name changer, I don't know if you really have a name that you want to change. Perhaps you could. I don't know if you can actually get name changes from other places without having to spend gems. So I'd probably hold off on that until you can confirm if it's available elsewhere. And then if you really want to change your name for some specific reason, you can. But 20 gems is a high price to pay. Full energy. That's something that people do recommend that you purchase. And honestly, you probably know this. There's two things you can do. You can either speed things up by purchasing things, or you can get energy and try to grind things out and get things for free. Energy is the source of farming most things. So energy is always going to be helpful, especially during events when you want to get towards larger prizes. The more energy you have, the higher chance you can get them. So eventually, a lot of your gems, once you've unlocked the other things that we're talking about, is definitely going to go into energy, because energy is the source of pretty much most other things. Silver. You probably never want to buy silver using gems. I have 12.26 million silver, and I just started the game recently, like 3 days ago. And here, the best offer is 4.2 million silver for 1400 gems, suggesting that my 12 million silver is worth more than 4,000 gems. If that was the case, I would be very happy to trade it the other way around and get 4,000 gems and give away my silver, which I would happily farm back. But imagine all the things that I could do with 4,000 gems, right? It would be a game changer for me. And hence, if you are thinking of purchasing this, remember that it's not the other way around. You'll be paying the gems to get the silver. So don't do it. It's not worth it. You want to stay away from buying silver using gems. When it comes to the big shards and small shards, I've heard that sometimes in rare occasions, due to some events, it might be meaningful for you to purchase this, but generally you'd want to avoid it. Demon Lord Key, you definitely don't want to purchase for 100 gems. That's extremely expensive. And arena refills also probably not worth it. There's pretty expensive. Experience boost, I've heard getting the 3-day experience boost can be quite helpful if you are in the stage of, let's say, farming experience. This can be quite helpful. It is fairly expensive though. 280 gems seems like a high price, but it's definitely much more value for money as compared to the 1-day boost, right? 1 day is 140 and 3 days is 280. Essentially, you're getting a day for free if you go for the 3-day one. Alright, so that's everything I had for you for the gems video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something from it, and I hope that you subscribe to our channel, because there's going to be a lot of other guides as I continue learning about this game. It's only been 3 days and these are some of the videos that I've come up with. Over time, I'll be guiding you with even more information as I keep learning more. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.